Hello, Scorpio. Thanks for stopping by and checking it out. And I want to say a special what's up to all the people that have subscribed and shown love and support over the month of February. It's been really awesome. This YouTube channel made a grand total of $7.43 in the month of February. So I want to thank all of you for that. I couldn't have done it without you, and it's more than enough for me. I think I might go buy some candy with that $7.43. I have a bit of a sweet tooth. But this isn't about me. This is about Scorpio, and this is their mid-March checkup tarot. We want to know what are the messages for Scorpio in the last 2 weeks of March 2017. Messages for Scorpio in the last 2 months of March 2017. Okay, I hope this reading finds you all in a place of comfort and abundance. I hope you've all taken good care of yourself, and you've got, loving energies around you. That's what we want, the best for everyone. So, we're going to continue on with our 7-card chakra house spread. What is in the house of chakra? What are the stuck energies? What are the hidden messages? What we need to know, Scorpio, that's going to keep us moving. We got 4 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So, 4 of Pentacles here, many meanings to this card. Many meanings. So, some of you could be worried. Some of you could be definitely in sort of deep consideration. This is typical of you, like some deep thinking going on, especially about stuff that, not that it's irrelevant, but it's earthly matter stuff. And you guys are usually more intuitive to know that, matters of an earthly nature are like, we spend a little bit of time thinking about them, but everything usually comes out in the wash, right? So, some of you might have had some trouble with some overspending in February, and now you're feeling a bit of a crunch as well. And some of you, again, I feel that have been procrastinating on some things. To me, the 4 of Pentacles can be a card of procrastination. There's stuff you gotta get done, but you're not doing it. So maybe a little more discipline is needed for some things that are really like, you just think about them so much and then you keep putting them off. I know how it is, Scorpio. So don't worry about it. We're going to get to the root of this 4 of Pentacles, relate back to it as we go through the reading. In the house of grounding, you have the Devil card reversed. Okay, so some of us here are probably getting into a sense that new health routines, new health regimens have got a lot of lighter energy surrounding us. I feel that a lot of Scorpios have been breaking away from old bad habits in regards to health or toxic relationships through the early months of 2017. And now this Devil reverse is almost like there are some newfound liberties and almost like an abundance of time on your hands that you're kind of wondering what to do with, wanting to know what to do with. You are firmly grounded here, but it shows that it's almost like you're going to be continued to be tested in your grounding in terms of like dealing with other people's energies. There might be some certain people in your environments that like are somewhat toxic, but you have to deal with it. And as well, for some of you, the feeling I have is this is like trouble being able to discern certain messages that you're hearing. And it could be about people, it could be about rumors that have been spread about you. This is as well a good cautionary card to stay out of the rumor mill for the last 2 weeks of March here to avoid any trouble. Okay, so that's what we have with the Dirty 15 reversed in grounding. Not terrible that it was reversed. I'm sure glad it wasn't straight up. Glad we got the Devil turned upside down, right? It means we're on the right path. We're getting free of these energies. But there could be some more things, even like supernatural things that might come along that just kind of like make you wonder and make you question if you're on the right path, but you have to instinctively trust in yourself. That's the message here. Now you've got 6 of Pentacles reversed. So again, yeah, some of you might definitely be worried about a bit of overspending that occurred. Maybe some of you kind of jumped the gun on some liberties of getting out of a relationship, and now you've kind of, treated yourself, or, you've done some really nice things, which is good. If you want to treat yourself, as long as you can balance the books at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with that, because we're reminded with the 6 of Pentacles reversed to live in the moment, to treat ourselves fairly with our resources in the moment. And saving for a rainy day is good, yes, but our tomorrows are never guaranteed. Rainy day, it might not rain tomorrow, is the sort of the gentle way of saying it, right? So why not have that in the moment, sort of thing. For this in creativity area, I think some of you are really wanting to sort of liven up or refresh is the feeling I have, the environment around you. So for some of you, this could be like a card of like wanting to express your creativity through possession, which is a Scorpio thing for sure. You kind of want to show others your creative side by almost how you carry yourself, the clothes you wear, the car you drive, and it's not superficial. Don't ever let anyone tell you that it is. Those things exist for a reason. Is because a lot of beings express their creativity through the way they carry themselves. It is a form of creativity, and probably one of the most authentic forms. Like, you're not putting your energy down on canvas. You're not putting your energy onto a recording mixtape. You're putting your energy right in front of yourself, and you're carrying it with you as you move through daily life. So it's good to see the Six of Pentacles here. Just, we really have to watch because it's probably one of the more expensive creative endeavors that there is out there for all of us. So we got to take it like a little bit, one step at a time, so to speak. Okay? Now, here we go in gut instinct. Some of you are still dealing here with a Knight of Swords. So, but it almost looks like you've been able to bridge gaps you've been able to slow some people down that might have been running amok all willy-nilly around you. I hope to Christ we don't see the Five of Wands up here in your reading, the card, and the Six of Swords. These cards have been, kind of dogging you for the last, 6 weeks. So with this Knight of Swords here, the message of the feeling might be that you've done a very good job of sort of making sure that people are seeing you correctly, making sure that people, like, when they have to interact with you, they know now, like, okay, they're dealing with you now. They won't maybe not know you're a Scorpio, but they're dealing with you now, so that there is a need to be clear, concise, but not like overbearing. So I have a feeling that you've directed your energy very well, Scorpio, recently, and you will continue to do so through the next 2 weeks here, of the people around you that have a tendency of maybe like wanting to push you around a little bit, or not understanding your depth. So they think, well, I can just treat so-and-so like I treat everyone else, and then they get a different reaction from you, and then you're constantly having to like bridge this gap of like, why don't we don't get along as well as I thought we did, right? But actually it is, we do. So the Knight of Swords is saying like there's no real mixed messages here, and sort of the energies around it has slowed up, right? If you have a lot of air in your swords, and if this isn't representative of people around you, and you want to internalize this Knight of Swords reversed as a person here, it shows that for some of you, it's time to get up and going. It's time for you to take action outside of the workplace and outside of the home life into new areas, into different areas. You've been thinking about it, I feel, for quite a while now, Scorpio, about where to spend some of this free time. So you've got to kind of get it into your mind and get it where you're going. And again, this card can go back to procrastination really quickly, right? As we saw with the Four of Pentacles. For those of you, it's really you guys need almost like a kick in the rump with a frozen boot kind of to get you off your warm behinds, I want to say. Okay, but I'm not your dad, so just take it for what it is. All right. In the Heart of Hearts, we have number 16, Major the Tower. Sunday. It's pretty dramatic, right? But at the same time, the Tower energy is something that Scorpio handles very well. For it to see there in your hearts, some of you might be like waiting on love, waiting on your part, waiting on, getting together with someone. The Tower energy that I want to say, and the message that's been coming through for Scorpio in March, is just be careful of commitment at this time. Be careful of, putting all your eggs in one basket, so to speak, because that basket could be broken, or the one apple might be rotten, and all the rest of them get rotten. So here we want to, divide out our energies amongst many avenues, amongst many people. We don't want to get too committed in one particular direction, because we may end up missing out on opportunities, or that direction that we put our energy into may be a dead end, metaphorically speaking. The Tower here is just say, be very cautious over the next 2 weeks of where you put commitments, endeavors of the heart, okay? And I know it's going to be tricky because we want to, do something with this free time. We want to, put our energies into a loving relationship. We want to, maybe go and help someone. And some of you could actually be moving this month. This could be right down to the whole mundane level of number 16 majors, that now you have to move, and you're going, and that move is a big energy change. You're gathering in all your belongings, you're cleaning out all the cobwebs of every corner of wherever you've been, doing your thing for the last little while. And some of you might be finding strange old knickknacks and weird party snacks and stuff like that. But the thing is with this tower here, it's saying be aware, be mindful of energies around you. And that's a tough thing to do, because we've been in a period, I feel, Scorpio, where you've had to be mindful of yourself and your own body in terms of getting it right and now as Tarot is saying, all right, now you're going to have to be mindful of the energies around you. Again, going to this Knight of Swords, right, and the gut instinct. There may be some people in your environment that are still challenging you towards the end of the month, Scorpio. Okay? Now, oh, great. That's good to see, number 11, Justice. How you doing, Karma? We got Karma up here. So, if you're feeling stepped on, if you're feeling, like somebody's pushing you around a little bit, the message from Tarot here is to speak up. Don't go into this, I'm Scorpio, I'll get you back later. One day you'll push me too far, once too many times, and then I'll sting you. What you got here in Justice in the throat chakra is saying, all right, for every tit there is a tat, so to speak, right? The call here is almost to be like, if somebody marks an X down on the board, you put the O down super quick so that they know that you're in the game. You're not screwing around here. You're not somebody that's just like, kind of not concerned about, if other people are acting, really narcissistic around you. Let them know. Don't let that, like those negative energies that we talked about, like if somebody's like comes into the workplace and they're just like kind of sulking and really punitive all the time, and maybe they're punitive towards you, the message here is that don't stand for it. Don't, you gotta use your voice. You gotta, call a spade for a spade, so to speak. He's even got one in his hand. So, as well, but do this intuitively, Scorpio. I know you will. You're an intuitive sign. You gotta do it intuitively. If that punitive person we just spoke about, if they're not going to be able to handle it and it's going to make the situation worse, then obviously you have to judge that before you just go ahead and do it, right? Justice usually comes with judgment, because there can be no justice without a judgment, so to speak. And we have to be very careful with judgment, because it can block us if we're too quick to do so in things and times and matters. So our listening comes into play, and our speaking comes into play when it comes to this Justice card. Let's make sure we're hearing things correctly. Let's make sure we're coming from an authentic place when it comes to our five senses as we move through the world in the last 2 weeks of March, right, before we act out. But when the situation does not favor you, the message from Justice here is, you gotta let that person know, right? So if somebody's just not getting the picture, if you've been doing your best to subtly show your energy towards a person that you're not pleased with them, the message here is you might just have to be straight up and be like, you're a donkey and you gotta stop, doing whatever it is. All right. So, we'll move higher. This is beautiful, Scorpio. This is a positive reading coming up for you here. This is going to be a good 2 weeks. So, the Magician goes back to this tower underneath it. Sometimes you got to be mindful of illusion. You got to be mindful of the things that, it was 4 Pentacles where we said, it's just earthly matters. So, don't take too much to heart. Don't spend too much time and energy, really, worrying about the illusion of the material things being, super important, because that's an illusion. But the Magician here as well is showing that it's going to be a good 2 weeks. Some of you might be able to get back to what you want to be doing, instead of being pulled in different directions by people that are wanting you to do other crap, even though it might be part of your job or what you signed up for. Those energies might come to a rest in these last 2 weeks. I feel like you guys are going to get a solid break around full moon time, where it's just now you can come in and do what you want to do. The hours of the day are going to they're going to feel more like your own than that they belong to other people, I guess is what I'm saying here with the Magician. And for some of you, this is a big, big deal when it comes to dreaming and visioning, because this is up in the pineal area, third eye area. Best card you could have there, Scorpio. This is amazing energy. This is being able to see into the unified field and to make connections of spirit and soul, and you'll be doing it subconsciously. Some of you might be so advanced that you're doing it consciously, but some of you, this will happen on a subconscious level. You won't even know that this is occurring, in your dream state or in sort of your sleepy state, and things like that. While you're sleeping, your soul and your spirit's going to be out journeying, and making like solid connections, and reconnecting with other spirits that loves and that they share your love with. So that's awesome. I love to see that there. That's awesome. Okay, here we go in the crown energy. What we have, King of Wands. Okay, so for some of you, this Scorpio usually tends to get mixed up a lot of times with Aries energy. So this could be a person coming in to test you. Well, not to test you, but it could be a test. It could be a guide. It could be to teach. It could be to explain, or it could be somebody that's asking you to be more responsible. So whatever is on your plate, there may be a King of Wands in your environment that might be adding to it. There might be situations where Scorpios are in question about relationships with Leo and with Sagittarius as well. Like there's romantic relationships as well. This could be as well. This could be more of the energy coming in. If you don't want to see this as a person, but as an internal energy, because court cards and generals can go either way. If we want to internalize the King of Wands here, this is coming back to being a little bit more understanding and knowing, managing our words is what I want to say here. If we're internalizing the King of Wands, a lot of us know we're very how to adeptly engage situations to bring peace, no matter how temperate it may be, through the spoken word. So some of you really have to kind of what I said with that Justice card. Analyze and intuitively judge a situation before you get into it with anybody, okay? That's the message from King of Wands if we're internalizing that. So all in all, a pretty great reading. We've got the Devil, the Magician, the Tower, and the Justice card here, and it's all centered around the pips of the 4 and 6 of Pentacles. So some of you, I don't feel like money's like a terrible issue, but some of you might be worried about it. Might be, and the other thing here is people around you in your environment, Scorpio. That's the other sort of timeline or storyline that Tarot is bringing forward, is engaging and interacting with people's energies around you, and sort of doing so in a way that's not going to leave you feeling depleted sort of at the end of the day. And some of you, you just gotta get out the door. You just gotta a good way to forget about the stuff that you have to deal with is to go out and get into stuff that you're dealing with because you want to be dealing with it. All right, here we go. So from the Enchanted Map Oracle deck, the card that popped out is number 49, Talisman. One of the other signs had this card as well. I can't remember which one. And a talisman, and I quote, "A lesson truly learned is crystallized as earned wisdom. You have all you need for the success you seek. Wisdom allows you to recognize traps on the road and familiar patterns that you want to avoid. It also enables you to quickly gather information about where you are in your journey. It helps you to recognize your allies and know how to find the best routes along the way. Now you're at a place where you know where the right things to do and the best choices to make. You really can't commit a mistake. Whatever your inquiry is, great fortune awaits you, for you have the wisdom to arrive at the right decision. You've learned your lessons, and you've earned the right to your success." So exactly, we have, you've learned these lessons here from, taking your power back and getting rid of some bad negative energies and relationships and habits. And you can't really make a mistake here. With Magician and Justice showing up in houses 5 and 6, as long as you're not, don't have any prejudices, as long as you're not in a lack mentality, which is coming through from that 4 and 6 Pentacles, it's showing here that every step is kind of going to be guided, and you're going to be, seen as someone that has taken your power back. There's going to be people that are going to be really impressed by you going forward. And with the Tower here in the Heart of Hearts, I wouldn't worry too much here. This is just this is the talisman almost. This Tower card here. You can see this thing that she's holding is her guiding light, and the Tower here is almost saying by seeing through the disillusionment and being mindful of not committing to one certain thing, Your guide can take you in many directions and at this time, that's going to be more fruitful than like being too narrowly focused. But the tower is saying you're going to be able to see where it is and what it is you need to go by actually first witnessing all the crap in the areas that you don't want to go. Okay? Scorpio, I hope that made sense for a lot of you. You know I love you all, and we'll see you next time.